to my channel. How is everybody doing? I hope you are doing well. I'm really excited doing this, and I'm hoping I get to finish whatever it is that I want to say before anybody comes up, because I'm currently in the parlor and I'm liking the good lighting plus my brown. I really love brown. It's not my best color, but I really love brown. But anyways, I'm just here to give you a gist, and this is like officially my first pod, like my first video pod. So I'm really excited that I'm doing this. And can we say hello to my hair? I didn't want to wear any wig. I finally took down my knotless braid that I made in January. I think 3rd of January. I finally took it down 18th of February, and I've honestly felt relieved, and it's very nice. So I'm like, what's the point of wearing a wig? Okay, let's give them the real thing. So this is how I look. All this is so that you can identify me when things get sophisticated, but this is how I look naturally. So still learning to do all this. So honestly, I'm really excited about this. My recorder is on, and this is why I needed 2 devices. Okay, so if you are new here, welcome. My name is chiamakaohadiugha. If you are not subscribed yet, I hope you subscribe, you like, and you put your notification bell on so that you get to know when live episodes come up. Okay, so let's go straight into the gist. So the gist today really is about how I have a second device. I'm already writing about that. I'm yet to finish, but I feel like I need 2 hours, like aside work and everything. I just need 2 hours, and in just 2 hours, I just want to schedule for the week. But it's really difficult. But we'll see how that goes. But I'm doing a bit of writing about what I'm about to say. So I'm happy and excited that I have 2 things that I'm capturing it, I'm recording it, and I'm doing a video. Okay, so if you're listening to me on the pod and you want to see a video version of what you're listening to, a link is going to be in the description box for you to see who is talking to you. And then if you're seeing me here and you want to see or hear how I sound like, don't worry, the link also be in the description box for you to follow me. Okay, so about manifestation and just really having faith. So early this year, from late last year actually, I really wanted a second device, and I wanted an iPhone. Really, I really wanted an iPhone, but then I was looking at the other way, like what if I get an Android and it really serves me what I want to do? Like, wouldn't that be better? So I started making my research, and then I started speaking to some of my friends about it. Like, I was so serious. The truth is, before I even started my podcast, I've always wanted like a video version of it, but now literally a lot of new YouTube pages are now pods. So basically they have a video version of that particular episode. The video part of it they're going to put on YouTube, and then they also have the audio part which they're going to put on their preferred podcast website. And God knows I've always wanted that, and that wasn't happening. Plus my iPhone was beginning to give me a lot of issues with storage. So I would advise that if you're wanting to use an iPhone and you want to start creating things, if you don't have a camera like me, you want to use an iPhone, please do not buy 64 gig. It's the worst decision that you make, buying 64 gig, because honestly it doesn't serve you well. Really, it doesn't. Just going to adjust this, yes, so you get my full coverage. It doesn't help because you have a lot of videos, you have a lot of editings, you have a lot of pictures that you have to create and all that. So using a 64 GB iPhone is the worst that you can do. So don't try that. If you want to create something with an iPhone, go for bigger storage spaces. So for this one is 64, and it was beginning to give me those issues and I didn't want it at all. So how I was even going to get the second device, I don't know. I blame myself for one thing. While in England, I had the opportunity to get a camera. I made my research, I got. But what I got, it was so tiny. It's those 4K cameras, those ones that look like GoPro. I know I checked GoPro, but my budget then wasn't much. It came and it wasn't GoPro, but something like GoPro, if you know GoPro, just a small box. You know, the whole reviews was really nice on the internet. It looked a bit big for the size I saw when it eventually came. So when it came and I saw, I was like, no, this is like double stress. There was no SD card inside. I was like, nope, that is not happening. So one other time I went to one of the malls with my friend to check out cameras. We found it was Lumix. I can't remember what particular Lumix, but we tried it with one of the Canons they have, and Lumix was actually brighter and gave you that picture quality that I wanted. And as at that time, 2019, it was about 300 and something pounds. Chiamaka had the money, but I don't understand why she didn't get it. I'm Chiamaka, I don't know. Okay, I think I had plans of coming back later to get it, but it just skipped my mind and I ended up not having a camera. So, and that really pained me even when I came back, because I really want to do this thing, okay, but I've always had limitations, and you know, so I blamed myself for that. Till now I blame myself, but I've promised myself that when I finally have a financial strength, I'm going to get a very good camera, and I'm going to make sure I get equipment that are going to help me, because I know I really want to do what I have in mind, and for me to do that I need certain gadgets. So, but then, you know, they say start from where, like start even if it's like a little place that you're doing that. So I've started that with my pod. I've used my iPhone for like a year now to record my audios. So if you listen to my pod and you're watching, this is what I use for my audio recording. Currently I am actually doing a recording of what I'm saying, so this is what I've used. So I have not used any voice editing app to edit however it is that I sound, and I'm really happy that I get the comments on, oh, you really sound nice kind of comments. It just really makes me happy. But yeah, so I did my research. I asked a few friends. I know one of my friends is like, try to get an Android. You're not using an Apple laptop. If you're using an Apple laptop, backing up wouldn't be so hard. But if you get an Android, you can easily back up to your laptop. Now I'm using HP laptop. So he suggested, or I even get a hard drive. So if the Android is kind of like taking what I have, like whatever it is that I'm creating is taking up space, I can always put all that in my hard drive. And I was considering a lot. It got so bad that someone was like, try Oppo. I think it's Oppo Note 5. I tried it. It was like, the price, I was looking at the price like, it's not really that bad, but there was something I wanted specifically. I've used an Android before, Gioni. I've used Nokia Lumia. I've used Microsoft. There was this thing that if I was going to get an Android phone, it has to be exactly like, that phone has to give me exactly what I want. And what I want is, you're watching me on my new Android phone. If I even try to zoom and you can see my skin properly, you're not having that sluggish focus timing. So once I put on my camera or the video part of it, everything starts to capture. There's nothing is slowing down when it comes to capturing things. Do you understand? Like, you're not seeing my hand moving side, like, if you get what I mean. So that was one thing in particular that I didn't want if I was going to get an Android phone. So I was very particular about that. And then storage, I wanted a good storage, and then depending on the kind of laptop I have, I was like, okay, even if I start to have storage issues with my new phone, I can always use my laptop or eventually get a hard drive. Guys, hard drive, Transcend specifically, because my friend is like, Transcend is the best. When it falls on the floor, like all those accidental things, it doesn't spoil the storage and whatever. But all these other hard drives, it doesn't really trust them, because some of them, once it falls, that's the end of it. So getting a Transcend or specific one for phones was very, very important as well. All those things need money. So I did a whole lot of research, and one day I was like, what's the latest this thing is Samsung, and it was S21 FG, sorry, FE 5G. What am I saying? S21 FE 5G. I checked the phone, the qualities. I think one of my sister's friend actually gave her this website to compare phones. You know, I did a lot of comparisons. Like, I don't even want to go into that one, but I did. When I say I did my research, I did my research. I knew what I wanted, okay? So I did that. I checked out this phone, and I'm like, bro, this is it. This is the phone that I want. And then when I got to how much it was, are you kidding me? When I saw the price, I was like, even if I start saving my salary, it's like, without taking anything out of it, I had to save for like up to 8 months for me to afford it. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. With the way my salary is, I try to still save because of how it is, just for rainy days. And well, thank God for having the ability to save no matter how much you have, you know. But I was not really thinking, like, how am I going to make this? How am I going to get all that money, pending what I want to do and everything? Already I had recordings that I did on my phone, but I couldn't put them on because I was down with a very terrible cold. Like, I've never had cold like that, like cold, flu, whatever. Like, it was so bad for me. So I decided to just take out time and treat myself and get myself back and, you know, be well. Like 3 weeks ago, I couldn't talk this frequent, although I still have like bits of it, but I can actually talk. Normally when I talk for long, it's like my nose is blocking or like something like that. So I was just holding on to, okay, I'm going to, you know, put up all the audio recordings that I have on my phone, and then I'll start this. But looking at the situation of the phone and the price and everything, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do all the postings and then I wait till I get another device. Although that was going to be a whole lot of work for me, but at that time that was what was on my mind. Okay, people encouraged me, my friends. I didn't open up to a lot of people, but people encouraged me that it was going to happen, you know. I was really hopeful. Then one day, someone I met, we went to Slots, one of the Slots stores in Abuja, and we checked out the phone. It was at the moment where the lady there turned the camera. I was like, yeah, that's the phone I want. You cannot tell me anything. That's the phone I want. Yeah, that's the phone I want. Like, it was beautiful, it was clear, everything was amazing. I'm like, bro, I mean, I know the price, but like, that's the phone I'm getting. It was a beautiful moment. You know, when they ask some question, how did you know it was that one? Now I understand how it feels like when people get asked that question. You don't even know what to say, like exactly how to point it out, but you just know, okay? You really just know. And it happens for me a lot, like even before I even open up to people. So the Ultra was there. I wasn't looking at the Ultra because I know I cannot afford that clearly. I just needed something that would get me started, okay? And I was looking at it, and it was this one. I know I spoke to a friend after I saw it. I was so hyped about the whole thing. They're like, I should just wait small so I can get the ultra. I was like, oh boy, I never even get money. You're telling me to wait to get the ultra. I beg you, let me see if I can even afford this one before you bring that one. So there was the conversation about swapping my iPhone, this 8 Plus, swapping my iPhone to get this one. I asked her, so if I'm going to swap this, how much are you taking? And she told me the whole thing. I was like, even with that one, if they remove the money safe, how one thing get them? How? When it comes to asking people for help, it's very difficult for me. I'm not even saying it because basically everyone says that, but it's really hard for me to do that. Oh, like, talk to your father. I'm like, yeah, I know how it was the last time I asked my dad for a phone. So I knew going to my dad was going to be like a very last minute thing when the fire has burnt and I need to. That was the point I was going to get to now meet my dad and tell my dad, okay, boy, a babe needs help, kind of a thing. So I went back, like I started doing a whole, like I literally calculated all the money I had. it wasn't even up to the discount if I want to swap my phone. The thing was troubling. I was like, okay, so since I have piggy vest, I created a new target, and then I had a particular amount to leave my account every day in hope that I would obviously get the phone at some point in case help come. Like, when you have, what you want and you're just really making plans towards it. So that was how it was for me. So with time, the whole craze for it like declined. I was just hopeful, nothing in particular where it's coming from. I was just hopeful. And one beautiful Sunday, it started on a Saturday. So I had I don't even know how to call it, but like when you sleep and wake up, it's like you had a dream. Some people say it's not a dream, it's like a trance, or you're thinking that I don't know how they say that thing, but for me, I would say that I had a dream and I saw my friend in the dream, and the way the whole thing wasn't, it was just funny. And recently I had this, when you remember somebody, kind of reach out to them. It might be a way of trying to communicate or checking up on them, because you just never know what happens. So, brethren, I messaged my friend like right there at market. I went to market that day with my friend as usual. Actually, I'm recording on a Saturday. It's almost 12. I'm supposed to be at the market, but for some reason, my dad is not around to give us the market money. So I'm trying to be creative with my time because the babe has a lot of things to do. So while at the market, I messaged my friend. He's not in Nigeria. He's like 9 hours away. I'm like, hey, how are you? I saw you in my dream and I just thought to check in, hope you're fine, how is work? And then he was like, oh, that's, it's just amazing and beautiful at the same time when someone remembers you and the person is reaching out to you. If someone like sees me in a dream or something and it's a good dream, although some people have bad dreams and they still want to tell you, but it was a good one, I will feel very happy. I'm like, oh, you saw me in your dream. Oh, at that point, I couldn't remember specifically how it was, but I just remember that I saw him, and it was like a secondary school kind of thing that I saw him. He was happy, asking me questions. We're just having a good time. So, like, I'm fine. He wanted us to talk. I'm like, no. I'm at the market, but I'll check in with you like when I can. I don't know why this clothes is doing like this, but whatever. So I had to finish my, by the time I was done that Saturday, I was exhausted. So the call couldn't happen. I missed his call. He missed my call. Time difference is crazy. This is someone that when we eventually talk, we talk for hours. Okay, so I had somewhere to go to. I'm a lecturer in church, and someone was doing baby dedication at their place. I didn't go for the mass because I already had reading for the previous mass before that one. So I was going from home after lunch. So before I left, I was like, let me give him a call again before I leave, because the way I was calculating the time, I could still talk to him. So, I called, he missed my call, but then he called like almost immediately, and we're just talking. He had a lot of checking in questions. How are you really? Blah blah blah. Me in my mind, I'm like, I have somewhere to go, and I want to start going because I don't know the place, and I was going alone. But he just kept asking. I'm like, okay, let me just give you brief. I kind of started giving a story of my life, how I want to do video and audio. How I found the device. Like, when you really want something, you start shooting your shots. For me, I wasn't shooting my shots. Like, I'm speaking to a friend, obviously, and he's a good listener, and he's listening to everything I have to say. And the next thing, he's like, what device is that? I tell him, and he's like, how much is it? Okay, I think while I was explaining myself, I told him how much it was, and then he kind of brushed it off, and we're like talking about every other thing. And then I was like, let me know, like, do the conversion and let me know how much it is. It was at that point I was like, what? And then he said it again. I'm like, oh, okay. I basically didn't know what to say. Just, like when you're shocked, like I was on the phone, I was like, I was just there. I didn't know what to say. I was like, like, yeah. It's like, okay, I will do that. Like, I was so happy. I was already dancing on the call. I was like, thank you. I couldn't scream, but I was like, thank you so much. And going to that child's dedication, I was so happy. Even though the Uber guy took a different route, I wasn't even angry. I was just really in my head. I was like, wait, it's about to happen. Like, I'm about to get a second degree. Wow. You wouldn't blame me. Outside family, right? I've never had such gifting before. The money for this phone is top notch. It's high. It's very high. If I had money and someone like come to me about, like, a very good friend comes to me about wanting something new, and I find out how much, honestly, I will kind of contribute halfway or contribute something. But my friend went to the extreme. Yeah, he did. So when I did the conversion to Australian dollars, okay, to dollars, I didn't do to Australian dollars. Even me, I was hoping that, like, when I do the conversion, it was going to be like $500. I wanted to say pounds, England girl. I was hoping it would be $500, but it was more than that. It was like 4 times more. Like, I did it twice. I did the first time, I forgot about it. I came back again, I did it. And I told myself, like, almost see what's going on. No, this thing is high. Me self, I was not expecting it, but it's very high. So I'm going to beg him, see, you don't have to send the whole thing. You can just make your own contribution. And honestly, I'm going to work hard and see how I can balance the whole thing up. It was one of those messages that you send. I don't think I couldn't call him because it was too early for him. It was very late for me and very early for him. It was one of those messages that you do the messaging, and then when you're finished typing, you send, like, put off your data and just close your phone and just leave it there. That was exactly what happened. I just did it. I just left my phone and I kept watching the movie I was watching. Hopefully it was online. I was like, oh, okay. And then he asked for my account details. I sent that in the message and everything. He already started trying to even send the money immediately. And I was like, oh, that my bank is now among the like whatever, however it is that he wanted to do, send the money. He wasn't he couldn't see my bank basically. So I was not telling him about an app I used when I was in England to send pounds to naira to my sister or to whoever it was I wanted to send money to. I don't think that works for him. So he was like, he was going to do his research and find out how he could do that. So the following day, he sent me a small amount. Was like, he sent that test run, the whole process. So it came in after a few hours after he had done the payment. And I like got back to him, was like, let me know when you get that. I was like, okay. So I did all the reporting back. It's exactly when I got it and everything, and I was like, I think it takes quite a bit of time. I was like, okay, and I was like, I'm going to send the rest. The rest, I was not sure what the rest meant. That was how I was at work. I came in to eat inside my friend's unit, and gang. When it came, I didn't get a notification. I don't know why. But when I saw it was about 2 p.m. Nigerian time, but he had already sent it. The thing came in 1:41 p.m. Like, it was one of those moments. I think it was even on a Tuesday because my sister was at the hospital. It was one of those time-breaking moments that you're like, you can't forget. It was 1:41 p.m. and I found out about 2:16 p.m. Nigerian time, and I saw it. And I just held my phone. Wow. I couldn't contain myself. I was like, this kind of money is in my account. As in my account. You don't mean it. Wow. And I screenshotted it immediately. I sent it to him. I was like, what? This is huge. This is like, I was so happy. In fact, I was so overwhelmed. Like I said, I've never gotten such gifting. Okay, so I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know how to feel again. I was just so grateful. I was like, what? This is a lot. Like, it was a lot. Like, I don't know on what grounds he sent it to me. It's not like we are dating or we're even talking about anything relationship. We are good friends who talk once in a while, and our conversation is just Nigerian network guys to just embarrass somebody. Our conversation like goes for a very long time. I'm like, on what grounds did this guy send me this kind of, like, I was just overwhelmed. For 2 days I was still in the bubble trying to understand what has just landed in my account. Okay, it was just amazing. And bro, I prayed for this guy. God bless you, man. And in that moment also I was like, I really want to do this for somebody too, because this act of kindness is rare. And honestly, if I have money and someone is in need and I can help without feeling anything, it's kind of like, he really inspired me. Like, really, he really inspired me to give. If you have, it was amazing. I mean, I give in my little way, but like, when you have and you know you can really help, I still don't even know on what grounds this guy sent this thing. But sometimes I look at my phone, I'm like, wow, this happened. So yeah, this is, and like, after I bought the phone and everything, I was like, the act of manifestation is really deep. You know, I see people manifest and it comes to pass, and they come to give like stories, testimonies about it. This is like, you know, sometimes things manifest, but it's not like we're too blind. Our mind is just not there to actually, you know, take time of when it happened and everything. But this one act, it really opened me up to manifestation. And as it stands, I'm gonna manifest more, but not towards someone getting me money or sending me money. But you don't need to know about that anyway. So it just really made me grateful, you know. It just deepened my faith the more, and it gave me hope. Okay, so I'm really grateful to my friend. He has been, or he is, a very great contributor to my project, and all I have to do now is just make out time, do what I want to do, put it out there. Like, I literally don't have any excuses. Any other excuses I have is trying to get bit by bit all other things that I will need. Like right now, I want to get a personal Wi-Fi so that even when I'm at work, I can schedule blogs and do like so many things, you know, when I'm not having anything tedious to do. Actually do not have so many tedious things to do. So something to like really distract my mind from how I feel some days and literally all the time. So like bit by bit, I'm getting there, and I'm just really grateful. So manifest, be hopeful, keep having faith. Sometimes it doesn't happen immediately, sometimes it takes time, like you all know that. But the thing is that the waiting time can be very, you know, frustrating. I wasn't frustrated, I was just really hopeful, like okay, it's gonna happen. If I eventually do not get get someone was going to, you know, kind of help me. But yeah, I'm just really grateful to my friend, and God bless him. So until the next time, somebody's back and I have to run upstairs. So until the next time, it's a bye from me now. And I really hope that you're feeling this my look here. This is how beautiful I look. Okay? Until the next time, it's a bye from me now. Cheers!